Hi everyone, welcome to your weekly tips and tricks video. I'm going to do a different format from now on. I'm going to do them in single 1 minute segments so you can choose which part of it you want to see. So in this one we're going to look at, take our courgettes up and so that we can create them into space savers. I did a little bit of research and there's quite a cool way we can do that. I'm going to talk about the weed tea and we're going to put it on our garden this week, and we're also going to just go around the garden and get ourselves ready for our veg babies which are coming next week. The other thing is that we've just set up a Facebook group, so I'm going to post those videos into there, and you can join that group as subscribers and you can add stuff and ask questions or anything you want to do. So all good. I've been looking up how we can get more space saving out of our courgette because it takes, as you can see, it's taking up heaps of space, and I found a really good way we can do it. Also got these, I harvest these today, and this is my fourth, so I've got 4. I'm going to be counting how many courgettes I've got so far. So there's 4, and I can count another 4 coming on the plant at the moment, so I reckon we'll get about 20 off this plant. So this is how we do it, and bear with me because it's a little bit of a learning curve for me as well. You can see how after a while the courgette starts to go sideways, so it doesn't really matter when you start to do this, but you just got to be really careful that you kind of go with the plant and don't just force it into anything, so that it keeps going up. There we go. So what we're going to do is start training it up instead of along the ground. So put a little stake in, or a big stake in. It needs to be pretty sturdy because these things are pretty strong. There's a lot of weight in them, and then we're just going to, actually doesn't feel like it needs a tie at the moment, but it might do at some point. Put a tie around, and then we're going to cut off the bottom, any of the bottom. I've already started doing this a little bit to give myself some room, but according to my Google person, this gardener said that it's actually fine to cut off quite a few of these. I'm going to also share that video with you so you can go to the source rather than me as well. So I'm going to cut off all these bottom ones underneath the producing courgettes that we've got producing at the moment. So here we go, cut all of those off, and you can see how already we are giving ourselves heaps more room because our next veg babies is coming next week, and we're going to want to have some space for putting everything in. So you can also see that I've got, sometimes your first ones, the first courgettes that you get, maybe a little bit not as good as the next one, so I've cut those off. There we go. So let's see how that goes. We're going to start growing that up and get ready to bring in our next veg babies. Look at all the space we've opened up in our little garden. So I'll just whip around the garden for a few things. I put in a really skinny stake at the start, so I'm just going to replace that with a bigger one now because she's getting really big, and keep on taking off any of the big leaves around the bottom so that you can just concentrate on your tomatoes and keep them going up. Now just remember to continue to taking off the little leaders, the little florets in the middle of your basil, so that see how it's just going to multiply out, and then you can get a lot more basil leaves. It'll become a lot more bushy. Our aubergine's doing well, so is our chili over here, and I might just train this little cucumber a little bit further up here. So with this one you can either use a kind of a teepee with bamboo, or you can train it up something like this. There we go, and that'll just help it get air going further up, but also just take up a lot less space in your garden. So last week we made a seaweed tea. I can use seaweed because I'm close to the beach, but if you're not, you can just use weeds, or you can use a bit of both. Remember, a variety gets a variety of minerals and valuable nutrients out of these, and it just makes it, because we've soaked it, it just makes it more accessible to your soil. So that's why we do it this way. So I've got my seaweed. I'm just going to actually just have that around the garden to add to my mulch, and it can just go in over time. And I am going to dilute this down. So I've diluted it down so it's you want to just err on the side of caution here, because the last thing you want is too strong a brew on your plants, because it will burn the roots and it will do more harm than good. So I've just put a couple of cupfuls into my watering can, and then I'm just going to water with this. And if you've got a whole lot left and you want to get rid of it, just put it around any plants in your garden, because it's good for your flowers, it's good for anything. It's just going to add a really nice amount of minerals to your soil in a way that's accessible for your plants, and it waters it at the same time. Nice one.